All right, good morning, traders. It's another beautiful day. Good morning, traders. It's another beautiful day, and I want to welcome us to the morning analysis section. My name is Ruti Molawale, and I operate this channel, Avila FX Academy. You can join me on Telegram. The Telegram link is somewhere down around this video. Is t.me// Avila FX Academy. Now, here we'll give you analysis of the market, and also we can mentor you on how to trade the Forex market effectively. All right, so let's dive into what we have for this morning. Now, this morning I'm going to be looking at a lot of instruments, giving you analysis and the potential direction this instrument are meant to go, possibly in the course of today, or because some are intraday and some are swing setup, just to give you direction which can guide you in how to trade this instrument. And I'm going to be starting with the GBP card. The GBP card. Now, this instrument, I'll start the analysis from the weekly time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame, GBP card closed last week on a support zone on the weekly time frame. So we have a valid support zone right there on the weekly time frame. Not only that, we also have the last candle closing there as a rejection candle. That's this candle right here. That's this particular candle closed as a rejection candle. All right. So that gave us an insight of a potential bullish movement on this instrument in the course of this week. All right. So with that, I'll flip down to the 4-hour time frame where we may be looking at potential entry. Now, in trading, when price hit or close around a support zone is an indication that we are to expect a bullish movement. And the other thing is, why am I looking at the 4 with the weekly, then going down to 4-hour? It's called top-down analysis. With top-down analysis, we start analyzing from the higher time frame, and then we look at entry on a lower time frame. Now, what is important with top analysis is that we are trying to ensure that the direction that we found on the higher time frame is the same direction that instrument is expected to move into also on the lower time frame. So this is the 4-hour time frame, and on the 4-hour time frame, I am seeing the formation of an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? And it's expected to break out. Now, price already has broken out, you know, of the head and inverse head and shoulder pattern. Now, inverse head and shoulder pattern is a bearish reversal pattern. It indicates that price is expected to break out into the bullish direction. And we've seen that already. Price already broke out and is retesting the trend line. So in the course of today, I'm expecting a further bullish movement on this particular instrument. So it's a swing setup. It may take days before price may hit the potential profit levels. Let's look at the profit target levels. Okay, if we use this as our recent high, price is expected to hit each of the Fibonacci levels. Fibonacci price already around 38.2 is expected to go to Fibonacci 50, is expected to hit Fibonacci 61.8, and possibly Fibonacci 78.6. It all depends on the volatility. All right, so I'm very, very bullish on the GBP card on the 4-hour. So you can see that both on the weekly time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we have the same direction in view. And the setup on the weekly is a support and rejection candle, and on 4-hour we're seeing an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which is confirming the bullish direction price is expected to go. So I'm bullish on the GBP card. All right, so next I'm going to show is the NZD card, and now this is where correlation is also coming in. I have a bullish outlook on the GBP card, and I'm seeing a bullish outlook also on the NZD card. So both of them are actually positively correlated because the card is the quote currency in both instruments. So this is the NZD card. Let's first also look at the higher time frame in this instance. Now for the NZD card, I'll start the analysis from the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, I can clearly see that price, closed last week in an overall uptrend. All right, price making a series of higher lows, and higher lows. So we can see a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. So technically, we are expecting the continuation of price in that direction for this week. All right, so we're bullish on the daily time frame. So we now go over to a lower time frame like 4 hour. Now on the 4 hour time frame, I can draw a trend line right here. Now, price seems to be retracing at the moment. Don't forget our overall outlook is bullish, but we're seeing a retracement. But then I believe on the big picture, we should still be expecting a bullish movement. All right. So I'm still seeing an inverse head and shoulder breakout. All right. So I'm still expecting that breakout to happen, possibly in the course of today. Though at the moment, like I said earlier, price seems to be in a retracement. Let's see if there is a resistance, a minor support on resistance around here, which is responsible for the current retracement that we're seeing. All right, but then over time, I'm expecting a reversal to the upside. So we are very bullish on the NZD card. Like I said, as you can see on the daily time frame, we saw an uptrend, and on the 4 hour, we're seeing uh, an inverted and shoulder with a potential reversal for a breakout. But currently, in reality, for the NZD card, we're seeing a retracement to the downside, which I believe should be a temporary movement before the major reversal takes place and price goes back into the bullish direction. NZD card. Next, I'll look at now is the card JPY. Now, while the NZD card is in its retracement, something beautiful is also happening right here. I'm looking now on this one is on the lower time frame. That's the card JPY. On the 4 hour, now you can see that card JPY had been in an uptrend. On the 4 hour time frame, we can see price, still in that uptrend mode. We can see our higher low. We can see higher low, a higher low, and you can also see a rectangle right here. All right. So looking at this structure, I strongly believe price might drop back into this zone, especially around the area where it's going to touch the trend line. That's my outlook. and from there we might experience a breakout to the upside. So when that happens, we can go to the lower time frame, like 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes, depending on your personal preference, to trigger the bullish trade. So now that one is will still take some time, so I won't really. This is just a forecast. So I'm very bullish on the card JPY. Next, I'm looking at is the NZDCHF. Now, if you're just joining us, don't forget you can subscribe to my Telegram. You can subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Drop a comment in the comment section. Like this video, share this video, so that you can trigger the algorithm to show this video to more people. And like I said earlier, you can also look around this video. You see the link to join my Telegram channel where you get more tips and also get access to mentorship from me. You want me to teach you how to trade Forex, then look out for the link to my Telegram channel. And even can see my WhatsApp detail is equally there. You can reach out to me to mentor you on how to trade Forex. All right. So you can see here that price is in an overall downtrend on NZDCHF, and the price has made a series of higher lower highs. You can see a series of lower high. So price just touched another lower high in recent time, or we can just bring it down here so that we can have more bounce. There's been a series of bounce after price hit the trend line multiple times. All right, now you can see that price hit the trend line recently and is already in a downtrend right there. You can see this is a current region where we are putting our attention, which is the active point at the moment. All right, so technically we're going to be looking out for a further bearish movement on this instrument in the course of today. So I'll flip to a lower time frame, like 30 minutes time frame, where I can look out for potential entry. And you can see that currently this is already selling. This is already selling, so you can as well just enter a sell trade on this one. I think I mistakenly, okay, the line is still there, so let's go back to 30 minutes. Let's go back to 30 minutes, and we have a minor support here. Price is already selling on the NZDCHF. You can trigger a sell. You can trigger a sell. You can trigger a sell. I said it that I'm expecting it to sell. It's still coming down. And looking at Fibonacci levels, let's check the Fibonacci retracement tool and see potential regions where price is expected to drop to. Price price already, it has broken Fibonacci 23.6. It's going to approach Fibonacci 38.2, Fibonacci 50, and possibly Fibonacci 61.8 in the course of today. So we're very bearish on the on the NZDCHF, and this is intraday. It's very active. It's running right now. It's running right now. We're very, very bearish on the NZDCHF. All right, so I'll look at the GBP JPY. Okay, so this is GBPJPY. All right, so for the GBPJPY, I hold a bullish outlook. Price has been making a series of higher highs and more of an higher low anyway. So we've seen a higher low, a higher low. Now we've seen price currently trading around a resistance turned support. So the next wave of movement I'm expecting is price coming to hit this trend line, you know, at that higher low, and from there break out to the upside. I'll draw it now. So I'm expecting a move back to this area, and from that place, I'm expecting a breakout to the upside. So we can look out for that in the course of the day on 30 minutes time frame to look at how to trigger the entry. But generally, I'm bullish on the GBP JPY on the 4-hour time frame. And finally, I'm looking at the GBP NZD. All right, so this is the GBP NZD. Let's start from the higher time frame as usual. So for the GBP NZD, I'll start from the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, I can clearly see price earlier on hit a previous support turned resistance on the daily time frame, and that means that technically we're looking for a bearish movement. Okay, so let's switch over to a lower time frame like 4 hour. Now on the 4 hour time frame, currently I'm seeing a trend line, and I'm seeing the clear formation of a head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, second shoulder, and a breakout to the downside. Also, we have a neckline region that price needs to clearly break out below, and that's this area. All right. So if now price seems to be trending up, but I tell you it's a short-term movement, I'm expecting a reversal, and from then a breakout to the downside. Now this other one also clearly gives us a clear-looking rising wedge pattern. Now, this movement can generate well over 200 pips by the time it's complete. So let me just do the breakdown again. Okay, before I go to the breakdown, if you're just joining us, this is Avila FX Academy, where we give market analysis, and you have access to mentorship on our platform. So you can head up straight to the comment section in this video. You'll see the link to my Telegram channel. Do join us on Telegram at t.me/Avila FX Academy. Avila FX Academy. Now, our mentorship is, you're gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna give you a lot of tips on how to do top down analysis with price action. Now back to this analysis on the instrument GBP NZD. I started from the daily time frame where I saw that price earlier on hit a support turn resistance level or zone. Then coming down to the 4 hour time frame, when price hit a support turn resistance, we're expecting a reversal to the downside. This is it on the daily time frame. You can see support on resistance on the daily time frame. Then on the 4 hour, like I said, we top the analysis. At the end of the day, all the instrument must go in the same direction as the higher time frame. So why do we call it top down? Because we're starting from the big picture. We're looking at the higher time frame to get clarity of direction. Then we're now looking at the lower time frame for a good entry. So on the daily, we saw a support on resistance level, and on 4 hour, we can see a rising wedge. We can see the formation of a head and shoulder pattern, and these are indication that price is expected to break out to the downside. So I'm expecting a bearish breakout on ends GBP NZD on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour is generally for swing trading. That means this trade may run beyond today when it breaks out. But then for those who are joining us late, we have an intraday setup which I give the signal it's already moving, and that is the NZDCHF that is running currently on the 30 minutes time frame. But GBP NZD, like I said, is a 4 hour, and just like many other ones are given today, they are swing setup which may take time before they evolve. All right, I'll be ending this analysis session right here this morning. Again, go ahead, like this video, share this video, drop a comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel so that when next I come live, which will be tomorrow, you will get notified once I start this market analysis session. And if you want mentorship again, just look around this video. You see the link to my Telegram channel. Click on it, join me on Telegram, and even my WhatsApp details are also there. You can send a private chat to me and we can talk about how you can get started with mentorship. All right, I'm going to be signing out right here. Do check. Take care, trade safe, and have a great day ahead. Bye for now.